Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the final episode of Qwick Talks, the tears we cannot see. Today, we embark on this journey of healing. Healing is not something that is done by happenstance, it is not something that is automatic. Healing is intentional. And on our journey to heal, we have to sometimes forgive. And that is the most difficult thing, in my opinion, that any person has to do is to look the person or situation in the face and say, I forgive you. It doesn't mean you forget. It doesn't mean that that pain is not still there. What it does mean is that you no longer allow it to rent space in your head. You move forward, you move through it. Every day and every time you feel it make its entry back into your mind, you have to do the work to stomp it down. It's like a because it will always be pieces of embers of pain in your life. You just to make it you just have to make sure that it's not an inferno. So that requires constant battling, constant learning, constant growth. If you become complacent, sometimes you'll find yourself back in the same situation you left. A little backstory on me. There are a couple of things that I actually healed from, whether it's parental neglect, in my opinion, whether it's uh, SA that happened to me when I was younger, whether it's even going through a divorce. I had to forgive all those situations, and it wasn't easy. I felt slighted. I felt like I wasted my time. I felt like I wasn't protected. I felt like no one loved me. But I realized that I can't count on people outside of myself to allow me to heal. I had to make those steps myself. So I had to start to first I started to pray because my faith is important to me. I had to pray and ask God for the strength. And then I had to do the work. With the essay that happened to me as a kid, I had to go through a extensive therapy. And then I had to actually forgive that person who did it. And that was difficult. That was probably the top three most difficult thing I ever had to do in my life because that person had altered the course of my life. And by forgiving him and moving forward from it, I actually took my power back and I changed my trajectory. Because when you allow people to have that type of hold over you, they in effect dictate how you move through life. They create fear, they create doubt. And having fear and doubt in your life, you will never be able to rise to the level that God intended for you. So I had to let it go. I forgave him, and now he has to sit with what he did. Moving on to the relationship stuff. I wasn't perfect in my marriage. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I was, but it still hurt me when everything ultimately ended because I had told myself that I will be married to one woman my entire life, and we would go through the ups and downs, the ins and outs together. And when she walked away, after saying she'd never leave me, it made me feel like I got lied to yet again. I always had this mantra that I just recently let go when I say that every person who ever loved me always hurt me. Even though we can be hurt by people, it is up to us to allow it to devastate us to the point of not being able to get back up again. And so I picked myself up again. Me and my ex-wife are pretty in a great place right now. We co-parent extremely well. And because of that, it restored my faith in myself, my ability to have a family, my ability to lead a family. Because her and I, we grown from that whole thing. We were very young when we got together. And, things happen. But we had to forgive each other in order to move on. Because constantly holding on to that type of stress, that type of history, it made it impossible for me to move on with my life with my now fiance. Because I will always hold her to that person's standard. I will always have that fear that she may do what that person did. And that's the thing about healing. If you don't heal correctly, you would just hold on to the past and you would never be able to look into your future. It's like driving a car while looking in your rearview mirror. You have no idea what's in front of you because you're constantly looking behind you. But once you let go of that pain, once you let go of that fear, you have no idea what's ahead. So I task you guys with that. I task you with actually taking the steps to heal. First, I want you to take a seat, just you, silence, God, pen, and paper. I want you to write down all the things you feel that are holding you back, all the things that you feel like have been dealt to you. Once you do that, I want you to write down who did it to you. What are they currently doing in your life right now? Is it even worth approaching that subject? Because not everyone has that type of impact where you say, you know what, you're worth having a conversation to, a conversation with. Some people you just have to let bygone be bygone. They would never change. There's no point of you trying to change them. Instead, you write it off. It's like a tax write off. You know what? I'm gonna pray on this. I'm gonna heal through this. I'm not gonna broach it. But if the person that did something to you is very important to your life, then you have to bring that person into the conversation. Sometimes healing starts with an apology. Sometimes healing takes a while to happen. It's not overnight. It's a constant battle and it changes. Sometimes healing is a rhythm you listen to. Sometimes healing is a beat you dance to. And sometimes healing is just silence. That's the nature of the beast. But going back to that person, you bring that person to your life and you tell that person that's been there, that allegedly loves you, you tell them, you did this to me. And here's why it hurt. If that person does not actually take your grievance seriously, then you might want to ask yourself, why are you still holding on to that individual? Because people who truly love you are willing to take the time to figure out how they can move forward with you in their life and how they can atone for the things they've done to you. And that's going to be the most difficult thing you will face. You will, when you talk to a person and not knowing whether or not that person will be open to that discussion or if that person will leave your life. And if they leave, that also will take some time and some healing depending on the importance of that person. You let them go though. You do not hold on to a person that does not want to be in your life. That is a mistake that we always make. We try to make people love us. We try to make people see our value. And that is not our job. You continue to do things that you need to do. You continue on that righteous path. And whatever happens, happens. At the end of the day, we all have autonomy. We can do what we want. That's one thing that God gave us all that made us very different from any other species on this planet. He gave us autonomy, the ability to do whatever we want, free will. A fish can't decide to fly. A bird can't say, you know what, I'm gonna live underwater for the rest of my life. That's not, they can't do that. But humans can do whatever, go with whoever, live wherever they choose. And because of that, that means that person is choosing not to actually build a bridge with you. Because some people will actually be mad. When you start to heal, you would notice that a lot of people around you are starting to change up because they used to that negativity. They say misery loves company. And that's one of the truest things I ever heard. Because misery truly does love company. The minute you down, everybody with you, they cheering you on. You see that with your single friends, you trying to get married or build a strong relationship, and they like, oh, I don't know about that person. Oh, you should go out and hang out with us and go to this club and this and that. And it's like, no, I'm not trying to do that. And they're like, oh, you're not fun no more. What do you mean? I'm having fun. I may not be the fun you're looking for, but I'm having fun. I'm finding my safe space. I'm finding my happy place. And as my friend, as my loved one, you should be happy for me. If a person cannot be happy for you and they can't be with you through your healing journey, then you don't need them around you when you're down because they're only going to drag you down further. Some people are air balloons and they lift you up, and some people are anchors and they drag you down. I'll let you decide which one you would like. But getting back on topic, you will have to clean house sometimes. Clear the space to allow for those who do want to help you on your journey, those who do want to be there for you, lift you up, and give you support. Make room for those people. They can't be there. Even your blessings cannot be there. God can't deliver them to you if your porch is filled with a whole bunch of negative stuff. If I can't even put a package on the porch because all it is negativity being dropped off to you, then I'm just gonna take it with me and say cannot be delivered. And the whole time you wait for that one package, that one thing to help you push over the top. Stop holding on to people in situations that are not serving you. You have exactly one life to live. And when it's over, it's over. So why waste your time packing that life full of hurt, misery, and pain? It's not your fault that some of the things happen to you. However, it is your fault to allow it to continue to happen. It is your fault if you constantly seek out bad situations. Doing the exact same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result is the true definition of insanity. And if you're crazy, you should warn people that, hey, I messed stuff up. I'm an F up. I don't value myself. I don't love myself. I just want misery. All attention is not good intention. And not everybody have the correct intention when they enter your life. Some people just want to see the world burn, like this fireplace behind me, while others simply want to help you put out that flame and ignite a different type of flame, the flame of determination, the flame of passion, the flame of success. You think about fire, fire can either create and help sustain life or it can destroy it. It is your choice how you use it. We all have our gifts. How you use that gift is up to you. So, as I conclude this episode, I want you to take this with you. Healing is intentional. And because healing is intentional, every action you take towards that healing journey should be intentional. And if those are not, if those people who don't want to lock step and walk with you towards that goal, towards that healing, if they don't want to be with you, let them go. We talked about what our parents did. We talked about emotionally suppressing ourselves. We talked about emotionally extending ourselves, overextending ourselves to the point where we have nothing left for ourselves. Now we getting it all back. We reclaiming, like Maxine Waters said, reclaiming my time, reclaim that energy. Everything they stole from you, you get it back. You make it better because you deserve to be happy. Thank you for joining us once again. Have a great night. Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate, it's that we are powerful beyond measure. You are strong.